Hi, Salim Omar here from CPA Marketing Genius. Welcome to episode number 10. And this one's on the area of building a championship team. The practice accelerator is building or team development. Now, this is all within the framework of the Genius model. The three areas that you as a practice owner want to pay attention to: client attraction, filling up your pipeline with the right type of clients, creating a streamlined operation, and then building a championship team. And that's the deep dive we're going to do today. Right now in this episode is team development. Jim Collins, in his very popular best-selling book Good to Great, states, fill up or put the right people in the right seats, and he uses the analogy of a bus. Now that really resonated with me because it's become so important. An important aspect of building a championship team is to find the right people and putting them in the right seats. Now, and when you don't do that, the consequences is your firm is never gonna reach its true potential. And when you do that, it's gonna be a practice that's gonna run like a well-oiled machine, and it's gonna continually reach its goals and exceed its goals. You as the owner are going to really be the owner of an enjoyable practice, and it's going to allow you to live the life that you want because your team is really responsible and they're engaged and they're taking care of the things that need to be taken care of without your involvement on a day-to-day basis. So how to find the right people? And the way to do that is to create a practice that is attractive to a candidate. In other words, know the reason someone wants to work in your firm, and put it, why would someone want to work for your firm? You want to create a practice culture that's going to set your firm apart from every other job ad, every other firm that's looking, any other business that's looking for an employee. So when a candidate is looking for a job, they're gonna see your company and they'll do their due diligence. They'll see the ad and they'll say, wow, this company is different, and it's going to differentiate not only based on the job description and paying a competitive salary and benefits, but it's going to differentiate itself because of the culture you've created, that practice culture that you've created, one that people want to be part of, one that's enjoyable to be in, one that encourages growth and fosters collaboration and transparency and so forth. And that culture can be seen and should be seen on your website. That culture should be seen on when you create content that we've talked about in another episode, building authority. So your social platforms are places where your culture is showing up in the way you're communicating with your folks. And so you want to be looking at all that and really think strategically of creating that package that's going to attract the ideal employee. So we've talked about the ideal client, and now we're talking about the ideal employee, the champion, that the needle in the haystack that you want to attract and bring to your firm as a team member. So in another episode, I've talked about how to create your practice culture in more detail. In this episode, I'm going to focus on the actual hiring process, and I'm going to talk about developing your team thereafter. So the hiring process is a 5-step process that starts with the job description for the role, becoming very clear and writing down what the job description is. So that's first. Second is creating an ad that shares two important things: the role, what the job description is in a summarized format, and then the culture of your firm, so that employee is part of differentiating your firm. So it's not only about the technical aspects of doing the work, but it's about the other stuff that shares what your firm's about, the environment, the culture, and so forth. Number 3 is when the resume is coming in, shortlisting the incoming resumes. Number 4 is interviewing the candidates and asking questions that help you not only know if they're able to do the job, but also to see if they're going to be the right culture fit. So those questions have to be surrounding your core values. Yeah. Are they going to fit the core values? How are they going to be that person? Are they aligned? What's their character like? And so a lot of questions have to be surrounding that. In my firm, we start off with questions that surround character questions, core value questions, and if they're then right, we go into the technical questions, because most new hires fail, not because they cannot do the job, it's because they're not the right fit from a culture standpoint. Number 5 is once you've done the interviews the way I described to you, then you select the best one and you make them the offer. And so that's what the hiring process looks like. Now, once you've got your team member, you've got the new team member, and then for your existing team members, this Practice Accelerate is on team development. The way to develop your team is to create a communication system, a communication platform that enables you to nurture the relationships with your team members, and it enables you to grow them and to develop them. So let me talk to you about meetings. Now, I get a lot of hesitation from practice owners when I say you want to meet with your team members on a regular, consistent basis, because they've tried it before and they have not worked effectively. The meetings that they've had, they've gotten resistance from their team members. They hear groans and ahs and oh, not another meeting, or we seem to always meet but nothing gets done, and it's all that kind of resistance that you've got from your team members. I'll share with you a secret that's really worked well for me on how to make these meetings really effective, and how to make these meetings so that everyone walks out even more energized and even more inspired than they did coming to the meeting, and to avoid anyone feeling like, oh no, not another meeting. So it is by making each of the team members a hero and you be the guide. Now, to make each member of your team a hero, you have to ask the right questions, and you've got to be, as the guide, the listener. You're the Sherpa, you're leading a team of folks, and you've got to ask the right questions, and you've got to be listening, and so that everyone is engaged. There's a whole body of work on this subject called appreciative inquiry. You can Google it, and if there is interest, I may do another episode on it. Please share in your comment if this is something that you'd love to see more on. I'll be happy to share more content on it. But in a nutshell, to have effective engaged meetings, appreciative inquiry, and really you seeing your role as the guide and seeing all your team members as the heroes is the way to go. Now, in terms of what type of meetings to have and how often, there's several. You want to have weekly meetings with your department. So if you've got a team of accounting and tax folks, you want to have a meeting with them. If you've got an admin team or a marketing team, you want to have a meeting with them. So weekly meetings, 30 minutes, 45 minutes is great. You want to have one-on-one meetings with folks that are reporting to you. So you want to be doing that on a weekly basis as well. You want to have monthly meetings with those of or sometimes meetings in a trimester. So with some of your team members or with all your team members, those that are reporting to you, and these are called team development meetings or career meetings, where you are helping them trek along their goals for that trimester. And then you want to have company trimester meetings where everyone in the organization comes together on a trimester basis, and you review goals, the success of the goals from the previous trimester, and you plan out the next trimester. And then you want to have annual meetings, again company-wide. Now, the thing with meetings is that you've got to set them in the calendar. They've got to be set in stone pretty much, unless there is like some major calamity. But for the most part, they've got to get done. And if they're not, people are going to start taking them not as seriously. And you don't want folks to not take your meeting seriously. Everyone's got to really know that a meeting that if it's on a certain day, a certain time, it's going to take place. As a recap, what we talked about in this episode on building a championship team and team development was several aspects. One is differentiate your firm from every other company that's looking to recruit, and the way to differentiate so that you find the needle in the haystack is to position your firm as an attractive place for a candidate, right? And you look at your practice culture as part of that. I talked to you about the 5-step hiring process. What are the things that you want to do so that you're taking them through a process and finding the right person and getting to know them and then making the offer. And then finally, what we talked about is creating a communication system through regular meetings. And this communication system is going to enable you to be in touch with your team members and to nurture the relationships and to develop your team members so that they all stay engaged, they all stay connected and wanting to do and helping the company reach its goals. Thanks for watching this. Hope you found the information useful. Please share your comments in the section below. I personally read each and every one of them, so would love to hear from you. Also, you may want to take advantage of a free strategy session where I do a deep dive with you about your practice and really create a roadmap, a game plan that's going to help you take your practice to where you want to take it to. In order to do that, please click on the link below and look forward to conversing with you.